ice cream, logical cream, flavors. Let's make a move, get away, what's your flavor? Tell me what it is again. What you like, get it twice, what's your style? Let's get crazy, let's get lit, let's get wild. Take you out, show you off, what's your flavor? Tell me what it is again. Anywhere in the world, take you miles. Show me the real, you go and let it out. Your flavor, vanilla mix on brown cones, rainbow sprinkles on your AP two-tone. I ain't about materials, is habitual for the infinity to get spiritual. I ridicule your decisions in the specimen. Make guys like me had to step up, be the better man. Baby, I know your flavor, green apple colored gators. I ain't a rich man yet, I'm gathering data. I'm saying.
What's going on? What's going on? It's your boy, and we're here on 95 South TV once again. First and foremost, I want to thank God for this opportunity to be able to come on here on this platform and discuss and have great dialogue with great people. Second, I want to introduce my right-hand man. My salt to the pepper, the yin to the yang. You know what I'm saying? My guy, Jacob the Great. What's going on, fam?
Peace, man. Everything good, man. We're in the land of the living. That's all that matters.
Yes, sir. So, today, man, so we had this brother on last week, and it's kind of crazy because we've been doing this show for about 3-4 years now. And this is the first time we actually had like a part two. We've had people come on for second interviews, a couple of months, 2-3 months later, stuff, a year later, stuff like that, like Princess Elmore and a couple other people. But we've never had like a actual part two of an interview. We probably should do it more often because we've had great stories. So that's taking nothing away from other people. So this is the first time we've ever had that. So today I got my brother back on, I've known him for over 16, 17 years. My guy, man, one of the hardest working people I've ever seen in the entertainment business on the independent circuit, my man Cooly T. What's going on, fam?
Salute to everybody.
Yes, sir, man. So, man, what we're going to do is we're going to first get back into, we stopped, when you first was about making your transition from Orlando to Atlanta. So we're going to get into that first and foremost. Because I know my man Jacob questions, but we want to kind of start off where we left off at when you made that transition from Orlando to Atlanta.
Yeah, I do a correction from last interview. I said I went to ATL in 2010. It actually was 2012. So,
okay.
Yeah. So.
Okay.
Yeah, 2012.
So what was like the biggest transition for you in 2012? Because like I said, what we talked about last week was around that time, the Atlanta music scene, especially independent circle, was on fire. So how was that transition from you, as far as the difference in the similarities between the Orlando scene and the Atlanta scene?
I mean, when I left for my last stumpings in Orlando, Tampa, Florida, all that Central Florida, I was at the end of going to trucking school. So CDL was on my mind at that time. And so that's what I was on. Like I said, we did that last show in Lakeland, Florida around sometime in 2007. I think I popped up at trucking school around December 2007. So so that kind of was my thing right there. Was not putting the mic down, but just kick back from everything else and focusing on the CDL, and so that couldn't get a job. Just a little FYI, couldn't get a job due to the felony case I got caught up with, so I couldn't get a job driving Lynx buses, or I tried to apply driving buses at Disney. They just wasn't showing me no more love as far as my record go. And then I was fresh out of school at Tampa with a CDL Class A, and we ended up, I think we got my mom, rest in peace, she had got a job offer to run some mobile homes up in Tifton, Georgia. And then, so we was kind of about to transition on moving out of Florida. So long story short, we got to Tifton. She was gonna run the mobile homes. We all had our own mobile homes. All she did was collect rent. So we got there. It was drug infested. And I still always had my kids with me. Been single father forever, raising my kids. And so that didn't work out in Tifton. So we was like, can we keep going to Atlanta? And I'm just thankful that, you know, Mom Dukes just really was like, yeah, okay. We just rolled up there with to Atlanta with, you know, just to drive, and we ended up getting a place. And then, you know, within 30 days, I was driving a truck. So that's how I got to Atlanta. It wasn't even thinking of music just yet. It was just me trying to get out of the Florida grind that I had always been into, transition into an honest check, right? Instead of, you know, the legal check, the legal money, I was transferring into getting an honest check, and I just needed a good job. So trucking school was it for me. I always had, you know, interest in it, and so that's what got me to the ATL, the CDLs.
Okay.
So I didn't even touch the music just yet. Once I got there in 30 days, I got the job. Then I was actually on the road for a while.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So Jay, we got a question before I continue.
Yeah, man. As far as you being a man raising your kids, being a single father, man, and you having to maneuver because you had a background and whatnot, and man, like mentally and spiritually, man, how did you really stay focused? You know what I'm saying? Because that's a lot when you trying to transition from one lifestyle to another style, and you're trying to do better and trying to do good for your kids, and not only your kids, man,
Yeah.
you really trying to have the self preservation, that self awareness that you don't really need the streets anymore. That you can do this the right way to set an example for your kids, man. So mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, you know, how tough was that to have that discipline to do what you set out to do?
It was tough. It was challenging because I didn't think about, you know, a felony going to trucking school. Then nobody warned me that it was going to be a tough, you know what I'm saying, a tough ordeal having that. Like, you can still get through it. But you know, I'm just thankful to God, man, that when I bumped my head, bro, I normally only bump it once, and then I go the other direction. And and then I love my kids. So I always thank my Florida kids, my two Florida kids, man, because I made my moves because of them. Because if it wasn't for my Florida kids, Cooly would have been in California, out of Texas, because my love and passion is music. So that's first and foremost, just the fact that I had some kids in Florida, and the situation wasn't right, you know, fully. Obviously, I became a single father, right? So that situation wasn't right. Now I didn't want my mom to take over. Your grandparents, these are my kids, had to figure out a way to get in the studio, still handle business, grind, take care of these kids at the same time. And I didn't want nobody else taking care of my kids. These my seeds. So you know, so when things start closing in on the Orlando scene, it wasn't nothing for me. I mean, God gave me a vision to see that these people was on my heels. You know what I'm saying? Like, I seen enough people fall in my life that went to prison before me. And I just thank God that I was able to read the blueprint to see what was
Hmm.
happening to these brothers already. I mean, these brothers had families, had wives, just got home, get back grinding again, and popped again. So I was just counting my blessings and everything that fell around me. And I was like, man, okay, I ain't going that route. So, man, you know, that was easy for me to transition, to drop something and move on to something else, you know. So but it's just the fact that the CDL stuff and the felony thing you know, caused a little bit of a speed bump. But when I got to ATL, I mean, the black mecca of Atlanta, them people put me in the truck in 30 days. It was so, while Florida wasn't giving me no love, you know, I was willing to drive city buses, and that went against my whole thing as a Class A driver, passenger and all that.
Hmm.
So, but man, I got to eight, but they weren't giving me no love. So Cooly gonna go where the love is. I ain't gonna stick around too long. So that it was tough in Florida, to answer your question, but they showed me so much love in ATL. I spent another 10 years there. You
Okay.
know, so the mission's always been the same though. Music, kids. You know, what I took off on the road, man. It just again, they showed me love in Atlanta. There's a major difference. Whether I was driving for a company or whether it was some brother that had his own owner operator and he gave me a shot. So when we hit ATL, bro, everything was all love.
Okay. We're gonna take a
Yeah.
quick break, and we're gonna come back and we're gonna get into when you actually start getting back on in the music on real hard.
100.
95 South TV. Okay, we back. We back here on 95. Hip-hop guy legend in the building. You know what I'm saying? Cooly T. So yeah,
Thank
so
you.
cool. So when did you really start heavily get back into the music? Where you really started getting your feet kind of like solid down, laid down.
One thing about me, man, I can't remember when I first started buying studio equipment, when I got tired of going to the studio, trying to book, 35, 40, $50 an hour. And the writing in me would happen at 2 a.m, at odd hours, right? So
Mm.
I had to start buying the studio equipment, whether it was a 4-track starting off, you know what I mean? Just something to get me to able to start tracking something. With that being said, I always kept a studio. So the studio was there, even though I was on the road. It just when I got to the crib, then I would record, but so the music never stopped. But as far as what I was putting out, projects and the direction I was going in, I was on my inspirational stuff too, you know what I mean? Then, but it's just when I got to Atlanta, started doing the music, it was just a different. I was in the what they call the gospel Christian rap thing, and for me, and blessings to them brothers, that wasn't a category that really, like, I'm a believer, right, in the Lord, but I'm not, when it comes to this rap thing, spiritually, something just didn't feel right for your boy about saying gospel rapper, Christian rapper, you know what I'm saying? So, but anyway, I had no problem with that. I mean, because I'm still my brothers. It's just, how a little bit of technical be a little, a little different with in religion.
Yeah,
So,
yeah.
but not enough to trip about. But I started on that scene, getting into churches and performing and linking up with those shows in Atlanta, because obviously Atlanta is the Bible Belt,
Mm-hmm.
right? Atlanta's the Bible Belt, so it wasn't hard to get. I was actually ecstatic. My grind was the same as in Florida. Every hole in the wall I did, from Tampa to Daytona, down to Dade County, on up to Tallahassee, that grind, even in the Midwest, I'm just continuing what I always do. I'm in Atlanta doing it, but I'm doing it on what they call the gospel hip hop scene.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So,
But I
but,
never stopped though.
so before I have Jacob jump back in,
Yeah.
so basically me and him talk about this all the time, and I've seen it a little bit myself.
Mm.
What's because a lot of people don't realize a lot of time in the gospel realm or whatever in that realm, it's actually more evil side or more things you see. You like, oh, I wasn't expecting to see this, or oh, I wasn't expecting to hear this. So did you ever encounter something on that side of the fence that was like, oh, I wasn't expecting, I thought it was gonna be something different over here?
As far as what I mean,
As
other
far as like
artists.
how people act, maybe being a little bit being as competitive more. Because like I've been told, that even in media is way competitive than the actual rap game or whatever. It's way more competitive in media. People want to fight you, get mad if you show up to the same event they at. I said it's a whole lot more competitive than media. You see it on the mainstream TV with the
Yeah.
different platforms beefing online. So you see it every day. So I just want to say that you seen or heard on the
You
gospel
said
side.
on the gospel side of things, right?
Yeah, like if you seen something on that side that you was like, oh, well, I wasn't expecting to be like this over here.
Yes, I did, sir. You know,
Of course you did.
man, coming from that side of the fence where you knew what the odds could be in the streets, right? Whether it was street stuff, whether it was the rap, regular rap, secular rap, whatever you want to call it, against whatever we was doing on that side was what that was. You had to watch it move a certain way in that, but that went with it. That was kind of expected. When I came on this side, what I call the righteous more side of things, yes, my expectations were higher because I'm walking in the spirit of the Lord, right? But what I come to realize is I did a number of shows and did some things in Atlanta where people was starting to invest in me management wise and different stuff. But as I'm doing these performances, I'm just not feeling every rapper spirit. they almost feeling like the cats on the other side. And I should tell some people close to me, that's when I learned, that spirit got to change in your heart. I posted not see you the same way as I saw the cats on the other side of the fence, right? Where we came from. I don't supposed to still get that energy. It was dudes in there. I almost didn't trust more than I trusted dudes on the other side of the fence, dang there than the cats on that side, on the righteous side of the fence. So that did blow my mind a bit because it did happen like that. And so, I had to pull back on some people, man. One of my songs I never released is called Trust Issues. And it ain't got nothing to do with nothing but just people in their spirit. Like, I don't care what you call or claim what it is. I see how you move, how you act, what your energy is. You telling me everything. And I did have some encounters to answer your question that I wasn't too pleased with. Um, I was like, not to judge, but there's a righteous judgment. I just think you got a little more work to do before you come messing with Cooly. You know what I mean? Even on the righteous side of things, man.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Jacob. You jump in.
Well. Whew, where can I begin at? Man, I'm a church boy from Little Old South Carolina, bro. I done
Hmm.
been, I grew up in the church. I done been on the secular side.
Yeah.
I done dealt with the trap rappers. I done had to turn away the Bloods in the Crips and the Folk Nation for asking me
Hmm.
to manage them. And
Hmm.
so, but what I can tell you, when I hear somebody tell me that they switch from secular to inspirational or gospel rap, I say, oh, listen, man, this ain't easy. You still got 1 foot in and 1 foot out. Cause I first time I asked them how long you been doing what you been doing for how long, and they tell me. I said, oh man, that's a different type of journey, and they coming at you left and right. Your old habits, your old friends, and your old demons,
Right.
and so with that being said, man, it's a different type of situation, man. When when your spirit don't let you won't let you be so inviting to certain people, but at the same time, those people will come back to you about 10, 15 years later and be like, oh man, you inspired me so much. And you may not even know it. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
But you couldn't fully welcome them in because in your mind, they had 1 foot in and 1 foot out. It's okay. It's okay. You know what I mean? Because spiritually, you can you can pray for somebody from a distance. You can put them in your thoughts and prayers, and you not even knowing that you're already inspiring them to do better
Right.
things and greater things because they are watching your movement, and they was like,
Right.
man, how he move like that? Let me
Yeah.
study him. Let me say some of the things that he would say. Let me get my vocabulary down correct because a lot of people are hood ain't holy. Ratchet
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
righteous. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, it takes them time to maneuver in a way where people can accept the new person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because everybody's not gonna accept the new you. You know what I mean? Everybody is gonna be like, what? Me and him used to do what? And he doing this right here now. So it's not easy for people to accept. But eventually they're gonna be like, man, how did he do that? Or how did she do that, man? Because they used to be out there slanging and banging with me, like, you know what I mean? And so for you to say it and sit right in your spirit, that will make you have trust issues. They will make you have some issues mentally, spiritually, and emotionally. Like if I'm changing and I'm in the same room with this person, but their spirit is elsewhere and mine is right here, it's confusing, man. So you definitely have to get on your knees instantly and pray, and ask God to guide your footsteps because when you changing over from this lifestyle to this new godly walk, man,
Yeah.
you definitely got to stay down on your knees praying, bro.
Yeah.
Because any little thing can trigger you to go back that other direction. And so I can respect the fact that that you change not only for you, but but so you can inspire others to change and take that journey with you. They might not take it right then, but as long as you have inspired them to take the journey, then you have did more than enough. So a lot of times it's really not about monetary gain, man. It's about winning some souls. It's about getting people to understand spiritually you can win. Cause I hear people say I love my brother and I love my sister, and man, but how much do you love your brother and sister spiritually?
Mm-hmm.
We ain't talking about physical. We ain't talking about emotionally. How much do you love them spiritually? So once you love them spiritually, man, then the emotional, the mental, you know, um, all the aspects are gonna fall because once you understand that you connect somebody on the spiritual level, then the mental start opening it up, the emotions start opening it up, and the spiritual awakening covers both of y'all when you engage in conversation. So I respect you for that, my brother.
I appreciate it,
So before you respond to that, we're gonna take a quick break. We'll be right back.
all right.
Okay, we back. We back here on 95 South TV. And before we respond to that, I want to go ahead and get Maurice, Bishop Senior's comments. I don't know if anyone of y'all know who this is. But thank you for on and giving us your time. And first, when he said that's kind of hard to do, I guess he was I think it was Cooly at the time, and being in the Den of Lions, when he probably was talking about when you was around certain other hip hop artists, and then he also commented and he said, "We're all kings." I got my glass on, I can barely see. You're all king, and it's hard for us to follow without great leaders. And then finally, he said, that's correct, but not all meant to be with us through our whole journey.
Right.
Um, which I agree with, what he
Facts, I
said,
do too.
leader part,
Yeah. And
especially,
everybody ain't meant to be at your own journey.
yeah,
Listen,
yeah,
man, we talked about I got a Christmas single out, right?
mm-hmm,
So I had a guy come at me today on it might have been TikTok or IG or something, but and the brother came with something, a scripture about something, and so I done heard it all. This is one thing we got to realize. Most of us who done had some type of knowledge of studying something, and then at the ages we are, unless you just an old fool, you got some studying behind you, some common sense or something. We done heard it. We've been talked to, preached to about it. So I get it, but I don't. I just wasn't really in the mood of explaining to the masses or certain people about why I did a Christmas joint. For one, I will say I did it because I needed it in my portfolio. But then two, you will feel the presence of who I represent more of in that whole song. You gonna feel the love. You gonna feel the God in there. And then I'm also gonna play on because I'm not in a nonprofit business, man. I'm still grinding. I understand we in America. I understand this is the hottest holiday season of the year, the most profitable one. And frankly, I wanted to, as an artist, I wanted a Christmas song in my portfolio, and I've been trying to get at it for 7 years or more. And I told you before in the last one, every time Christmas pop up, I'd be like, dang, I wanted to get a Christmas song done. I've been doing that for 7 years, and then the 2 months prior to this, it hit my spirit. I went down there, I asked the Lord about it. He put it, man. He didn't. I went down there and made it do what it do, put it out, and let it be what it's gonna be. Like
Hmm.
you can, people gonna hit you. There's a scripture for all of us. There's a
mm-hmm.
scripture for you telling me something too much. There's a scripture for me not listening too much. There's a scripture for every. So wherever you want to jump in at and it floats your boat on this spiritual thing, my brother, salute to you. But I'm too grown and I done been through too much, and God done brought me in places that can't nobody understand but me and him. And my spirit is fine with what I'm doing. You know what I'm
It's on
saying?
fire.
And it's on fire, bro. And I ain't looking to be perfect for y'all. I'm so imperfect that I'm perfect to him. So for me to act like
Hmm.
I'm finna be anything other than that, like y'all tripping. I can't wait till we come back and I drop my new album. that's when I want to, because I really want to say some things, but y'all know how it go. It coincide with what I'm finna be releasing next year,
Right.
around the first of the quarter. So we'll
Right.
double back on that.
Oh, you already know what you gotta do. Reach out to me and say, Ed, I want to come on and promote my new album, whatever. You know what I mean? You know, it's already a go on that, man. Let me know when you ready to release, and we'll do a, we'll do a whole interview spotlight. You know, the week before, the week after, the week of, however you want to do it. You know what I mean? So you already know how that go between us. So basically, I want to ask this because I know a lot of people, it's a lot of artists out there that get when they don't see the success that they want to see. So, especially being independent artists. So, what motivated knowing that you might not have gotten to the platform or whatever? Because I heard a preacher say earlier today, because I listen to Joyce Myers sometimes. I know it's weird, but I listen to Joyce Myers
It's
sometimes.
okay. Hey, everybody got something, man.
And she said something that a lot of us think when we start a new business, the first word that comes to our mind is big. And it's like we don't want to take the baby steps to get to big. We just think
Right.
big. We
Right.
supposed to these mass numbers, or we supposed to have this great, tour. We supposed to be doing this and doing that. So what keeps you motivated? Even I don't know what your goal was or what you thought you would be, and
Yeah.
if you felt like you still trying to get there, or if you got there, or what's your thought process on that part of it?
Well, I understand the business, and I understand as Black folks, we already trip on each other with this age thing, right? And hip hop, not nothing else, not R&B, country, whatever. Hip hop alone, they slap that age thing on there, right?
Mm-hmm.
So knowing that crap, and then obviously knowing that I am older, and there was a time where I was chasing the mainstream big thing, but it's crazy because when it finally came and presented itself to me, I ducked off. But it
Mm.
did that, but it came to me at the time while I was in my spiritual journey. So that
Mm.
kind of played in my mind like, wait a minute, I've been stomping doing holes in the wall since I was down there freshman and back in the Midwest, all the way 30, 20 some years later down in Florida doing it. And then right when I'm about to transition into, like I told you, that was my last show, 07 in Lake County. That was that Gentleman Thug CD I had.
Mm-hmm.
Right after that is what I was already writing songs called hip hop song, On This Way, Love, and Get It Right. You know what I'm saying? But I'm telling people to get their life right. But I was already transitioning. So when he hit me, when it came about, man, I was kind of, it threw me off. So I didn't go there. But then fast forward until now, I'm good. Like, I understand. This is my passion, bro. I'm doing this thing with money, no money. You know what I'm saying? I do other things to get money. Now, if the Lord bless this thing to take off, am I writing for it? I'm writing in a different light now. I write for business. I'm targeting certain things while I write now as a grown man. I'm still keeping it dope. I'm still keeping it hard because I like hardness. I still go hard. Like if I, like you'd have thought I was on some gangster stuff with it, but what I channel that to is to who my real hater is, and that's the evil one. You know
Mm-hmm.
what I'm saying? So that gave me an outlet because I am a hard rapper. Like I like to go hard. You know what I'm saying? So I had to channel that to my brother, not from my brothers and sisters in the street, but the spirit that was controlling them. So say if you had beef with me back in the day, I would have took it personal, like me and you finna have a problem. Now
Mm-hmm.
that I got some knowledge and wisdom behind it, you might be tripping, but I know what's controlling you now, right? So I ain't taking it so personal because you don't know it, but I know it now. So that's one thing. So I don't care, but my thing now with the music is to do business with people. Like in one of my verses, I say, what I say, I can't I think of that one. Independent for sure was deep to the core. Joint ventures considered to get ashore to shore. Uplifting my people I truly adore. May connect with a check, respect for the world tour. You know what I'm saying? May connect with a check,
Right.
respect for the world tour. Like joint ventures considered. I used to didn't consider people. Now I'm considering doing things to get it short and short. So now I'm willing to sit down with people, let's do business versus just me just being this artist, like a young artist. We passed that, man. But we still can drop some gems and some great songs that'll knock the world down. But we gonna do it as grown men doing good business, making sure me and you and all our families eat and do it the proper way. Whether it's TV, movie, sending it, doing all that type stuff. So that's how right now, man. I'm not looking for the record deal. I mean, I ain't gonna lie. I'm dropping some stuff. Somebody might want to kind of come. So if they want to mess with me, but we're gonna do a joint venture deal. We're gonna do business. Hey, come up for life. How you doing? Whoop-de whoop whoop. We're gonna sit down and structure something that's gonna be good for all of us. You ain't finna hit me as a 20-year-old Cooly. You know what I'm saying? An 18-year-old Cooly. Like it really gotta be business wise. So I'm not looking for the main to sign with a major in that sense. So you can sit me down at my age and tell me what I'm gonna say and ain't gonna say. Because we passed that. I know what I want to say and how I wanna portray and write this book in my life on this earth before the Lord called me home. I know what I'm on. So unless you're gonna come with say, hey, you do what you want to do, brother. We just want to back you and then we talking. But you just can't, like I listened to this another podcast, this gospel chick, she just signed with Universal. And they was asking her what's the difference. Well, it's more red tape. She can't do what she want to. Now, even though she's gospel and she's singing about the Lord and all this good stuff, they still hitting her with all this, you know what I mean? These structural lines that you can't, that's the business of it. You can't do me like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Stipulations, too many stipulations.
Too many stipulations for a grown man like me. Now we got to sit, we men. I can't see you no less than. We got to, you know what I'm saying, Ed? We got to sit down and do some business. So independent for me, but let's just get paid like the major still.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Maurice, hit me up, man. Tell me 95 South Podcast at Gmail, and man, we can, you come on the show. We would love to have you. But anyway, we're gonna take a quick break because I want to respond to that what Cooly talking about. But we're gonna be right 95 South TV. Okay, we back here on 95 South TV. Jacob, he know me real well when it comes to business, and the thing about it is I don't compromise in business. That's probably why, even when what we do, we might not have the super duper numbers, or we might not have the super accolades. That's because I refuse to compromise on what we doing. If I can't do it the right way, I don't want to do it at all. And when it comes to like partnering up with other people, the one thing I won't allow is somebody to come in and change up what we do as far as the content or how we go about presenting it to the world. You know what I mean? Or whatever. That's why I always thank God for the opportunity, because I don't want to abuse God's blessing by doing things my way. So I try to keep it as spiritual and as within God's approval as much as possible. You know what I mean? I'm not no religious, super religious guy, no more than anybody on the platform. But I do have some kind of integrity about what I do. You know what I mean? So that's kind of how. So I understand exactly where you're coming from. You know.
Yeah, man.
Well, I just want to say, as a person who's worked with a lot of independent artists, man, I tell indie artists, man, listen, your name, your birthright is a brand already, but you as an artist is a brand. And then if you got your own label, that's a brand. So that's three entities. And so on those entities, if you're playing the investment game and you got an investor package, see how you can maneuver on that. So they want to give you this much money, then are you willing to offer them at least 2.7 or 3.1 in equity of the company? So if they willing to put up, $280,000 on you, what type of equity they been, and then if they're consistent in being, an investor, then how many shares are you going to allow them to hold? So I feel like a lot of independent artists been doing it all wrong. You know what I mean? Only because they focus on the craft so much and not the business. Not
Right,
that they
right.
not smart enough to focus on the business, but they just focus on the craft so much, man.
Yeah.
When it comes to angels investors, hedge fund groups, private investors, you know what I mean? And even when it comes to community funding and crowdfunding and things of that nature, man. In your avenue, the inspirational rap, which gears people to talk about their lifestyle and how they changed and what God has did for them, is huge right now, man. It's
Yeah.
huge. I just looked at a all female gospel rap cipher the other day, man, and man, listen, man,
Yeah, they
that
going in on certain
that,
things. Yeah, yeah,
that inspirational type gospel, like
yeah,
you're in
yeah,
Detroit, and I know
yeah,
for a fact, bro, I know for a fact there is some dope inspirational gospel rappers out there,
yeah,
but Come Up Records can be the one that really hosts, what we call, a, a gospel hip hop fest, because
right.
there's so many of them across the world. Even like in Africa, people fly over, man. So, and you're
Yeah,
in one of the mecca music hubs ever, Detroit, bro. Every if I don't care who you are. I don't care if you raised by your grandparents, your great grandparents, or your parents. If you're black and brown, you know about the Motown sound.
amen.
So Detroit is always going to be a main music hub, and so
Yep,
you're in the
facts.
area, you're in the space, and let's not even talk about the church community in Detroit.
Oh yeah,
We talking about so
yeah,
many black churches in a
yeah,
60-mile radius
yeah,
where you can really make some things pop. You
yeah,
know what I mean?
yeah,
So keep doing what you're doing, man, because you're definitely on the right track, bro. You definitely on
yeah.
that right track.
I appreciate it, man. And like I say, I'm joint ventures considered to get it shore to shore. You'll hear it on the new album. That's what I'm talking about. Because I
Right.
am open to it. I just had a nose turned up to bad business. I got it. You know what I'm saying, bro?
Yeah, yeah, you
Like,
got man.
yeah, yeah,
It happened to all
yeah,
of us. You know
yeah.
what I mean? I know what you're saying.
I'm gonna weave through. I'm gonna always weave through the bull crap, and I'm reaching out to the solid people. So I
Right.
mean, I'm looking at teams. I'm looking at people, and just men. And man, if you ain't right, bro, I'm gonna say a prayer for your blessings. But Cooly can't mess with you. You over there, you right, doing good things, man. What can we do together? Because my
Right.
intentions are pure. I ain't here to, I ain't faking the funk about my love, my walk. This is real deal. So I do. So when you see them young rap people that's doing all that, I'm checking them out, and I love it. You know what I mean? So I'm all with it, man. So just trying to bring. I almost said the name of my album, man. I got to wash my mouth.
Yeah, yeah,
Say
yeah,
my yeah,
it's
it's a
itching.
part of my
I know.
speech. Yeah, yeah. But
Yeah.
trust me, I appreciate it, man. It really is. We just gotta keep. For me, I'm gonna keep knocking it down. I had a good time in Atlanta with and my motto is nationwide hustler. Can't be confined by city, county, and state line. So you gonna see my new merchants. That's who I am. I ain't gonna never stop grinding. It just I tell people, even my old dope boy dudes who couldn't make it because of they were so stuck in the dope era. And I said, man, a hustler ain't stuck on one thing. You can set
Right.
Coolie T set a lemonade stand up on you and show you how to get it. If selling shoestrings was the deal, we're gonna be selling some colorful shoestrings. So you got to open your head up to get your grind on. It don't stop. That was just a phase. And then honestly, I hate the fact that I even jumped into the dope game like that. It got thrown on me. So I really, I just got too much love in my heart, whether it was installed from my mama, my grandmama, wherever it came from. I went through everything. Everybody got a story. I had got my story too, whether it's gang life, whether it was street crime, drugs, but my heart was never into that as a career. It was money coming in, and I was like, I'm trying to fund this record company. I'm trying to be able to employ some people behind this thing. I'm trying to make something out of it. I used to have homeboys, just FYI, just be like, man, you think we ever gonna make it? None of them brothers rap no more. That's my age. They gone, they married, they truck drivers, they doing whatever. Rap is far from them. But for me, I love this, man. I just wrote a joint last night I'm ready. I'm so excited. See, I'm excited. You know what I'm saying? And I'm writing to have y'all knocking y'all head in a minute. You know what I mean? Like, even at my age, like I'm not stopping till God say it's a rap. Boy, I'm a rap. This is what I do. This is what I am. You know, I'm gonna run my lane, bro.
All right, we're gonna
Ain't no
take
wrong
one.
with that. I come before you go to the commercial break. I just want to say this: Come Up for Life clothing line.
Yes,
I
sir.
definitely need to be a brand. I definitely need to be a brand ambassador. That's
Okay.
hot.
Thanks, man.
Yes, sir. Go ahead, I can.
We're gonna take one last break and we'll be right back.
All right.
So we back and before you name out all your platforms where people can find you, I wanted to give you your flowers real quick because the one thing I told Jacob is I said when I met this brother 17 years ago and he was in the streets, you would have never knew it.
Right.
Because he was the epitome of the album last time he put out in Orlando was Gentleman Thug, and he epitomized. You know, a lot of times people put out an album, name an album, and it's supposed to explain who they are, but it's really truly explain who Cooly was. I said because even when we would be moving around and going doing the hole in the wall together back then, doing stuff we was doing back then, he never brought that around us. Whatever he was doing over there, we would have never known unless we just knew. You know, sometimes if you know, you know. But but he never brought that kind of heat, attention, or nothing. Anything he was going through with the feds or whoever he was going through with it, we never knew about it. You know what I mean? Because when he came around us, it was strictly about the music, grinding, doing what we had to do or whatever. And I'm gonna say this: the first time I seen him on stage, we was doing this song called "Gotta Get the Cheddar." And Cooly is so laid back. And I remember being, I think it was an AK Lounge. And I remember everybody like, big dude gonna do. Like everybody was kind of wasn't expecting, didn't know what to expect. And he had the last verse on the song. And if you ever hear the song Gotta Get the Cheddar, it's like it's a club song or whatever, it's energy song. Cooly got on this stage. And you would have thought he was Heavy D, Biggie, or somebody himself. Because he went from walk on the stage at this slow pace that he got on that stage and just exploded. You know what I'm saying? I've never seen nobody like that. That's the first time I've ever seen somebody take over a crowd like that. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, whoa, me and my brother and so we looking like, whoa, we wasn't even expecting that. Because that's the first time we seen him perform. We just seen him, just in the studio recording. Because we all met at Shoe, right? Did we meet you?
Yeah.
I think it was at Shoes.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I was like, so when we met him at, you know what I'm saying? And then after that was just, we just moving around together like brothers after that. You know what I mean? Everybody had everybody back supportive, the whole nine. So man, I just appreciate you coming on, giving your story, tell everybody where they can find you. And like you said, any projects, whatever you got going on, whatever merch, whatever you want to announce.
All right, let me clear this up. Come Up Records was my baby. I started in the mid '90s, but we are now Come Up for Life. So, Come Up Records is, I didn't do it the correct way. I didn't know. I jumped into this and just knew I wanted to be an entrepreneur running business. But it's Come Up for Life though. You know what I mean? So now it's Come Up for Life LLC trademark. We've been running Come Up for Life for a minute. So I know a lot of people know me still think Come Up Records. And which is cool. It's been attached to my identity. You know what I'm saying? So, but yeah, definitely I just want y'all to know it's Come Up for Life, man. And that's why you see, man, helping the next man up. So it ain't just come up. It ain't just come up for then. Now it's come up for then, now, in the present, man. It's for life. This is what we do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's helping the next man up. So it had more meaning behind it now. So I just wanted to clarify that as far as Come Up Records versus Come Up for Life. So because there's a lot of people that claim that Come Up Records too. I used to be at Daytona Beach, and I used to stop people like they might be from New York, had Come Up Records on the shirt and all that. I'd be like, hey man, that's my business right there. And we looking at each other. I'm Come Up Records down, all the way down to the shoes, like So we looking at each other, and before I knew it, I looked up. I said, wow, that's a lot. Even today, I searched IG in different places. Everybody on Come Up, but they ain't for life. I'm for life. So and we write with it business wise now. So I just want to clarify that, man. I love Come Up Records, but it's Come Up for Life.
Okay.
What else? What else? Yeah, and comeupforlife.com, man. That's the number 4. www.comeupforlife.com. The number 4. You can find my social media links. You can see what I got going on, and you know, music and stuff, clothing, transport.
Okay. And like I said, I appreciate you coming on. And when you launch the album, just hit me on the line. You know what it is. We'll bring you back and vote it. Do whatever we gotta do to
oh yeah.
I don't know if you're gonna do a press launch party, whatever we got. We got you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still working on a honest man budget, so you know how that is. You know what I mean? So I work off quality now. I'm gonna give you what I can give you. When I'm coming to the table with quality, anything after that, we're gonna have to figure it out. So I'm not sitting up here like I'm got a budget for big videos, and all I got is quality music, man. So I'm gonna bring you, I'm gonna bring you that.
Okay, that's
and,
what's up.
We'll see what the man upstairs do with it from there.
No doubt.
Yeah.
I'll do great with you. You know what I'm saying? Because you're a great man. So we out of here, man.
Appreciate it.
And see y'all next time.
All right, Big Jake.
Peace.
Right,
yes,
brother.
sir.
Peace.
Brown skin girl, and she knew I was out to go and clear my mind. The girl, she